Hello YouTube and welcome to my first ever travel video, because who doesn't have a travel channel these days? We're here in Porto, Portugal, fresh, well, kind of fresh, off a Ryanair flight last night, hence the tiredness. It's extremely bright, so we're gonna have the sunnies on. Hair's a bit of a mess. We're covered in sun cream, so we're looking a bit pale. We're gonna go outside and hopefully get some sun and see some of the sights of Porto today, because we're only here for a day and a half. I'm also going to see how awkward it is to try and talk to a camera with a lot of tourists about there all over the streets downstairs. So we're going to see about that and whether it's really awkward. My life has also been kind of chaotic recently, so pretty much zero research has been done. We're just going to follow the maps, follow the phone, see what things we can find. It's a beautiful day outside, so hopefully it's going to be good. And if not, watch somebody else. So we're about to find out how easy it is to talk to camera in front of a lot of other tourists who are around. Porto is also quite a noisy city, but the good thing about it is it's really small, so therefore a lot of the tourist sites are pretty close together. As you can see, just behind me is the Clérigos tower, which we're going to go to later.
Stop pressing the button so close to the end of each clip. Hopefully that's lesson learned on that one. But anyway, at this point in the video, we're going towards Igreja dos Carmelitas, which is the church with the tiles, the blue and white tiles on the side.
So we'll cross the road and go and have a closer look at that, see what it's about. Try and get a decent angle on it there. There's actually people walking on the top as well, so we're going to see if we can get in and get to the top. Be able to hear me a lot better than outside because the traffic noise has gone down. It's absolutely stunning. I'll put it onto the other camera so you can see it a bit better. So from here there should be some way to get up to the rooftop. Not sure how we're gonna get there, but we'll see.
So this was actually quite interesting to walk around inside. As you can see, there are quite a few different rooms, a lot of interesting things to see, and not too many tourists at this point. Obviously, I'm not counting myself as a tourist.
Some really good views at the top. Now I can talk a little bit more. You have to be quite quiet through most of the building, and in some of the rooms you can't take photos or videos. The cost, I should just say, is €4.50 to go inside and to climb up and get out of breath like I am. The nice view there over the centre of Porto. Absolute perfect day for climbing lots of steps and getting sweaty, but really, really good views. Then there's a final little staircase where you can climb right to the very top. There's kind of a little caged area here so that we don't fall down. And a lot of signs saying, mind your head. There's a lot of small doorways and entranceways. I managed to clunk mine on the way up, as I always do. So this is probably the best view you can get right from the top. I'll turn the camera around again so you can get a view of the city. There we go. That's right from the top. We dip around here. You can see over there in the other direction as well. Again, not sure how good the audio is going to be on this. I need to attach an external microphone, but Porto as a city is pretty noisy. And there's the roof of the building that we're on. At this point I'm probably going to head down from this top spot, take a couple of pictures, and then move on to the next of the sites, trying not to clunk my head on the way down because I've already probably lost enough brain cells as it is. So we're going to move on from here and then we'll pick you up at another site. Next we're going to go and check out the Clérigos Tower, which belongs to a Baroque church. Apparently the tower is 75 meters tall. Again, it's quite loud in this area, so I'm not sure how much you'll be able to hear, but we'll see and get some videos of it as we go closer to it. The street life in Porto is just so nice. You can see so many outdoor restaurants and dining. It's actually early October and the weather is absolutely perfect. So I decided to come down to the river instead because Clérigos Tower was pretty busy. You can basically buy daytime tickets for €6, but there's also nighttime tickets for €5 from 7 o'clock onwards. So I think around sunset time should be a good time to go, and it's really close to my hotel. So we're going down towards the river and it seems like it's just getting hotter and hotter today. Just absolutely stunning architecture and beautiful buildings down towards the river that you can see here. Absolutely tons of people, much more than I expected. Should also probably try and get some kind of glamorous thumbnail for this video. Photos seem to be a bit awkward on here, so we'll try and get a couple of screenshots of this. There we go. I'm trying to do that typical vlogger and Instagram influencer type thing of making it look as though there are as few people here as possible. There's actually quite a lot, but trying to keep the noise to a minimum because it's already very noisy in the background with a lot of construction work. So it's actually a little bit quieter at this side of the river. Behind me you can see the famous Don Luís bridge that we just walked across, and also the monastery behind me. Apologies if I butcher any of these Portuguese names, let me know in the comments. At this point I'm probably going to find some food and something to drink because it is much hotter than I expected, but it's just absolutely stunning around here, and particularly nice this side of the river because it's a bit further away from the hustle and bustle of the other tourist attractions. You can see it there. I'm now heading back to the main side of the river where the Clérigos Tower and the Chapel of Souls are, most of the hotels. The public transport in Porto seems really good. You can actually buy a 24-hour pass for all of the subway and the trams for, I think it's around €7 if you get it from the airport, and around €6, €6.50, including the card if you purchase it in the city. It's probably worth it if you're going to go somewhere further out, soccer stadium or something like that, but most of the attractions are actually within pretty easy walking distance of each side of the bridge. You can also see here there's a funicular down there, and also cable cars that we saw at the other side of the river, so there's a lot of different transport options to get around. So we're here at the Bolhão, correct me in the comments of the pronunciation, market. It's a famous 2-level market in the centre of Porto. We're going to go down there and see what it's all about.
Wow, my hair really was going wild at the bridge. Mixture of sweat and wind, not ideal. Anyway, here at the market, there was lots of fresh produce, a really nice atmosphere, plenty of people roaming around, doing a little bit of shopping. As you can see here, flowers, there's fruit, all kinds of nice things on sale.
as you can see, a lot going on in the markets, tons of people still around, and the temperature, I'm not sure what it is, but it's still pretty hot this afternoon even though it's 4 o'clock. Just outside the station to the exit behind me should be the Chapel of Souls, which is the fully tiled blue and white building. So we're going to go and take a look at that next by going out this way.
The Chapel of Souls is actually free to go inside, and I didn't really want to speak obviously at this point on the video because people are actually paying their respects at that point. Around the side there's some interesting little rooms as well, quite a few people moving about, but I tried to keep out of the way where possible.
Next we're going to take a ride on the subway. So we've gone into the Bolhão station and I'm going to go and try and find FC Porto's football stadium, which I believe is on the red, blue and purple lines from here. So it appears I lied, it's only on the red and blue lines, the Estádio Dragão. The purple line I think stops a couple of stations before here, but it's really efficient. This took about 10 minutes to get from the main tourist centre out to here, and there's actually a match on tonight, a Champions League match against Bayer Leverkusen, so the atmosphere around here is going to be pretty buzzing later on. The stadium is actually right next to the metro station, so as you can see there, it's not a particularly good view of the overall stadium, so I'm going to take a wander around and see if I can get a better view. So you can see here a little bit more about the stadium and how it's a very interesting shape architecturally with the open sections, and you can see right into it. Very nice atmosphere seems to be building up already. There's also this huge shopping mall with all the international brands, H&M, Zara, which is right next to the stadium, just across from where we were there. So it seems like a very well-equipped area. It's very easy to get around the city as well. So if you walk around to the far side of the stadium, you can get even better views back over the city and also into the stadium through that gap in the architectural design. I'll turn the camera around and see if I can get a better shot in over that fence and also out to the city as well. So here's the city and river view from the stadium, and then we'll take a walk over here and see if we can get a view inside. Next, I'm going to head away from the stadium and back towards the city centre and see what else there is to see. I also want to go back up to the Clérigos Tower as well and see if we can see that. Finally, we're going to go back to the Clérigos Tower, which apparently has tickets for a night viewing from 7 PM onwards. So we're going to go and see if we can get up there and see if there is much of a nighttime sunset view. So I've got a ticket for the tower, €5 after 7 o'clock, but you have to book a specific time because obviously only a certain amount of people can probably fit up there. So I'm going to go back there in about 20 minutes or 7:30. Hopefully we might be able to still see something, but the sun's going down pretty fast, so we'll see what happens.
Climbing up the tower was quite interesting. It was about a 5 to 6 minute climb, and it's quite cramped on the way up. You're with a group of maybe about 25 or 30 people, or I was anyway, and as you can see, we're all climbing up together in a line, and it's not wide enough for more than one person, which means you're going at the pace of others. Tried to get as many shots as possible on the way up. You can see some that are from almost the top, but then in that shot just there is a grey staircase that actually takes you up to the very top, which is even tighter. It's quite difficult to move around everybody else that is up there, but it's definitely well worth going. The views are insane. You can see a little bit down from the top into the streets and the bars, and I would say it's well worth the €5 for the experience, and you can go down whenever you want.
So that's all for this video, touring around the main sites of Porto for a day. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, hit the subscribe button, and leave me some comments so that I know that anybody is watching. Tomorrow we're going off to Lisbon, so come along with me in the next video.